Right, hello and welcome to a very sick week in Quiet on Set. We have the man himself, Kev, back again, Stovey on this side, and we're going to talk about Kingsman this week. And I even have some Kentucky bourbon to drink while we're fucking talking about it now. I understand it's Stovey afternoon.
Yeah, you only showing me that now.
Yeah, man, definitely. Because, do you want some?
I suppose.
Oh, so you have to.
Just raided their fridge.
Listen, come here. This is my glass, I don't touch it. I'm going to give it a little measure. Just a little sip. That's all. Because this shit's expensive. I was talking to Ed. They one of the lads who work with.
I know.
Yeah, but just like for context sake. And talking to him because we were going on a night out. And I said, oh yeah, just having a bit of bourbon for pre-drinks. He's like, oh man, I've never had bourbon. Now, this is a man that goes to Gypsy Rose and O'Reilly's. Like, he's had bourbon before. I was like, Jack Daniels is bourbon. It's piss. Bottled in Tennessee.
O'Reilly's all of a sudden. Like, I'm so old. Like, suddenly everyone's talking about this place.
O'Reilly's been around for ages.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But,
Street.
no, and suddenly everyone's just suddenly gone to it. Like, I never hear anyone talk about going, oh, I'm going to O'Reilly's. And then the last 2 weeks.
It's a bit of a shithole.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, everyone's suddenly gone to it on Mondays.
We're definitely not getting O'Reilly's sponsors. But Jim Beam, we're having some of your Red Stag. You want to give us a fucking few bob, that's not better because it's unreal.
Oof.
It has an unreal kick to it. Anyway, so we're actually here to talk about a film, not very expensive whiskeys. What did, like, without spoiling it, because Kev has to edit it and he hasn't seen it. So, what did you think of Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle?
Well, are we not doing 1 and 2, or is it just the second one?
Why do you want to do both? Yeah, that's fine.
Well, yeah, because when did we see it? 2 days ago? 2 days ago we seen the second one. But for me, 2 days ago, I seen the first one.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yeah, I've never seen them, so either one.
What did right? So we start with the first one. What did you think of the first one?
The thing with the first one is, for the last year, I have just always heard people mention that film.
Yeah.
It's just one of those films that has escaped me. I've always, when I first seen it, when it came out, like, the trailers on it goes, no, I'm not even going to give it a chance, because I was like, it's going to be one of those awful British kind of films, and it's just... I got the vibe it's going to be really, I don't know, cheesy, and it's not going to be
like
good.
James Bond,
Well, yeah, exactly those type, as they hint at in the film.
Yeah, because Colin Firth is there.
But
actually, we're talking about Colin Firth for a second. What did you think of Colin Firth? Because, like, this is
he's excellent, because I don't really watch a whole lot of films with him in it.
It's because most of the films he does are pointed at a different demographic.
Yeah, he tends to do, like, Bridget Jones and
like rom-coms and stuff. Yeah.
Stuff that I just wouldn't watch a whole lot of, so I don't really get to experience him. But I think he's excellent in, like,
yeah,
he's he is the Kingsman. Like, in this film, for me, if he wasn't in it, it wouldn't work as well.
I feel like he's like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the paragon of like what a Kingsman should be.
Yeah, he's
polite.
The best word I can use is charming. Like, he's charming but deadly.
Yeah, he's badass. He's fucking badass.
But to get back to the first one, everyone kept going on about it, saying, "Oh, it's a great film, it's amazing," and I'm just like in disbelief. I'm like, really? Is it really that good? And everyone was saying it, from like people that would have different tastes in films, like, and I'm like, right, I really have to watch this.
It has like a good combination of like wit and action and like good action. Like, it's well choreographed. It's the tracking shots through the action are just...
The funny thing is,
brilliant.
when people say this film's amazing and they tend to list the reasons why, nobody ever says why. They're just like, it's amazing, you have to watch it. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
But I've been meaning to watch it for a while now, and obviously I intended to with the second one coming up, but I didn't get a chance to. But until we planned to go see the second one on Wednesday just gone, so I was like, right, I'll get up that morning and watch the first one. I planned to watch it the night before, but I fell asleep.
That's fine.
But no, I don't think I've ever done that with a film where
you watch the first one and then the second.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen. Obviously, this was at home, and then I went to the cinema to see the new one. But it's definitely, like people say, that cinematic experience. Just watching the first one for the first time at home, I'm watching the second one. This is why I was saying to you I don't know which one I prefer. I don't know if it's simply because of the effect of going to the cinema.
And we've seen the second one in like the ISIS.
Yeah.
So in the perfect screen.
And unfortunately, when I was watching the first one, I was still kind of doing stuff as well, getting ready and all. Cause there's not a bit of a time frame. I was paying attention and I was watching it, but obviously,
what did you think?
I had to pause it a few times. So I think that took me out of it as well.
What did you think of Sam Jackson's Valentine? Like he's like the black stuttery.
I liked that he was like that and not full on Sam Jackson.
That he wasn't like a stereotype as well. Like he had like the snapbacks and all, but like that was more of a silliness.
He's kind of an unpredictable villain, kind of. He's not the typical one you see in films these days.
Yeah, like I think I seen it on Reddit. It was like a thing where they were like, why did they asked Sam Jackson why Valentine had a lisp, and he was just like he used to have a lisp, and people used to underestimate him because he had a lisp. So he's like, if I was a bad guy, I'd have a lisp. So it was kind of Sam Jackson.
Yeah, and I think like it stopped him from being full on Sam Jackson.
Yeah. But
he still kind of is Sam Jackson, innit?
You can't like stop Sam Jackson being Sam Jackson. Like he's a force to be reckoned with.
But like looking back on the first film, I really enjoyed it, and I kind of got the fuss on why people were raving about it so much. It's like it doesn't take itself too serious either. I don't think.
Yeah, it does.
There's a comedy element to it where they take the piss out of it. I think themselves.
Well, it's supposed to be like a parody of old James Bond films, and like it does that down to a T. Like Austin Powers did that, but to an extreme.
But that was purely like comedy.
Yeah, whereas this is like
exaggerated. Where this is like
they combine Jason Bourne with James.
Yeah, we want to hint at the comedy elements of it, but we also want people to take this film kind of serious.
Not seriously, but like to enjoy it and like be immersed rather than like if you're watching fucking James Bond and Daniel Craig's smoldering face burns a hole in your eye. Like, you know what I mean?
But like I love the action sequences and I just think it's choreographed.
The Freebird scene,
amazing.
I think is the best way to say it. Is you know the scene in Freebird, Freebird plays and Colin Farrell fucks a whole church of cunts up.
Yeah.
that I think is what rises the first film above like just your standard action comedy. Oh really?
You logged in to Facebook?
Sorry, Kevin. You'll just have to edit that out later.
My first one back in Ireland.
That's my bad. But right, anyway.
I love the scene. What I love the scene is when he first meets Eggsy and they go for a pint. And then obviously that gang starts trouble and he's obviously gonna leave and he shuts the doors and it's like, just so smoothly done.
And then it perfectly like that's like we say it like a quarter of the way, a third of the way through the film, and it kind of is like this is what you're in for. This is what Kingsman is like, and then it's slightly unbelievable that Eggsy can go from like a little shithead.
Yeah, that's I think why I've never watched it until now because looking at the trailer, like are they trying to mix that like
the fucking what's it called?
I don't know the word to describe them.
Chavs.
Yeah.
Is that what they call chavs?
I think.
We'd have to ask an English person.
And I think like a few years ago I seen that film Attack the Block, and that's exactly what they are, and it's about aliens. I think so. I kind of got that. Oh, is it gonna be that kind of shitty kind of film? And that's what turned me off. I think, but don't judge a book by its cover. Cause
definitely not. Like, and then what else can you talk about? What did you think about in the first one? It's very only lightly touched on. Is because it's an R-rated movie, so they can do whatever the fuck they want, and they do. But you know that like the end scene where she alludes to anal, and then like they have sex. What do you think? Do you think it was tastefully done? Do you think?
I didn't put a whole lot of thought into that. I just giggled at it, I guess, and I was like.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because like there's massive, like humongous controversy over the new ones, kind of quote unquote said, even though it's not really a sex scene.
Like I thought it was a bit out of place because it was at the end of the film and it came on so far being like special agents and gentlemen and all that, but then obviously Eggsy isn't you know technically like, so I was more surprised that like she's the princess that she said it, but obviously maybe they went for that for the show like shock value and even princesses are into that. I don't really know. I didn't give it a whole lot of thought. It didn't really bother me either way. Okay, they said it doesn't really affect the overall film for me, and like it's hit and miss. Like if they didn't have it in, it wouldn't have made a difference. If they have it
like
in, it doesn't make a difference.
That bit at the little bit where he like flips her over at the end, and like Merlin is looking at it, and he goes like they cut out that part in some countries.
Well, what was the backlash about it? Like
in the second, like
if it's a rated R film, like why is there such a backlash to it?
It's because I think it's because people are, like in America, rated R films doesn't mean you can't bring kids to it. Like you can still bring your kids to it, but at the same time, like it's not R rated for no reason, and that's what really irritates me. People like that are like, oh, well, like I'm his dad, I can bring him. Like it's fun. No, it's not fun.
But obviously, there's a reason they say it's R rated because it's not something that a PG film would have. It's obviously something
it's
that
not family
okay.
Fun.
Well, over here, obviously, if a film's R rated, unless you're the legal age,
18s,
you're not going to see it. But it doesn't matter if you have a guardian with you. But obviously, if it's advised to have a guardian with you, like if it's 15A, it obviously suggests that there could be things in this film that aren't particularly suitable for a child, and you're given permission as an adult to go with them and, you know, I don't know, guess if it's suitable and tell them not to
I don't know, like, it's just
watch it or... No.
Ah, now. Who's running what now? I'm so sorry, Kev. You're going to edit out two things now.
I'm rusty. I haven't done it in a few weeks.
In his defense, I did it first, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But the reason I brought it up is because in the second one, they have the fucking. We're just gonna call it for all intents and purposes the fingering fucking.
Yeah.
The festival.
Yeah.
Now,
that was a bit.
I looked at it like I was like I had no idea. Like there was a critic, Mark Hamill. He said it about it, and he said it was a bit garish and a bit unnecessary, and I agree.
I do because. As you said, the first one about the anal, I didn't really think much. I think they just put it in there at the last.
It was just kind of a last.
But the second one, when they hinted at that's what you had to do, I was kind of like, is this just put in to take the piss? Because I was kind of like, if they're, spies and they have all this technology, I'm sure there's a way of doing it where they don't have to do it through fingering. Yeah, so I just thought, are they just doing this for the laugh or to piss people off?
Yeah, like...
once again, it doesn't bother me, so I couldn't give a shit.
This article here... they asked Matthew Vaughn, the director, why he put it in, and he was like, right? He was like, shut up, playing audio. He was like, I wanted to do a shot no one had done before, and no one obviously had done a fucking finger in a mat scene, which is, for what I'm saying, it's not as bad.
But they don't actually show it though.
Yeah,
they cut as his hand goes down.
Yeah, they get pretty fucking intense into it, though, to be fair. And he was like, the world has become so sterilized. For just 1 second, I wanted people to go, oh my god, or laugh, or to find it funny, or to not laugh and move on. How many movies do you watch and go, I just wasted 2 hours of my fucking life?
But there was also a comedy element there when he does it, and they cut back to Halle Berry.
Oh yeah,
and she said,
nice to know who.
You have an agent that actually. Yeah, and I didn't think that was. Of course, I think you think that means and like it's good to have an agent who can do its job. But then I think she was just making a sexual reference.
Yeah. To me, I understand he was going for it, but it's an R-rated film. He wanted to have a bit of fun with it. And then Poppy Delevingne, who's the actress that had it's her husband's hand. It's not like Taron Egerton like just fingering someone. Like it's tastefully done. But at the same time. If they had a cut, when his hand is going down her stomach, if they had a cut as he got lower, they'd just cut there and then have the bit where the man guts in and whatever, and then she it wouldn't have affected the movie's pace, tone, or anything, but leaving it in has obviously pissed off a lot of people. But then at the same time, when you piss off a lot of people, the Independent does a fucking article about.
For me, the world we live in today they're too sensitive about every little fucking thing. A fucking scene where he goes to finger her, it's 2017, it's an R-rated film. If that disturbs you or disgusts you.
In the UK and here, it was R-rated in America because they don't have an interim rating. But it's only 16. There's nothing in this film that was they're I don't know, 18s. I seen American Assassin a couple of weeks back, and that's 18s. And there's no fucking sex in it.
Yeah, no. We've had this discussion before with ratings of films where you go,
why is it
Deadpool? You kind of go, Yeah, that's not really for people who are underage. But then you can watch another film that's 16s and you're like,
why is this 16?
yeah, you're like, it really does nothing. But
like with it, where it was like, it's not really like.
yeah, like I could see like maybe a 14-year-old, 15-year-old going to see that, but that's just the law, so I'm not getting into that.
Listen,
but
we won't get into rates.
but no, that just bothers me how sensitive people are to every little thing.
Yeah, I think like it was like I don't want to bring up anything, but like just when people just get snappy over things, and it's like, do I not understand because of the way I was brought up, where I live?
Yeah.
Or do I just not understand stupid people?
I think that sometimes because as like Irish people, we're very sarcastic and find the funny side to everything, and I don't know, we're slagging cunts basically. We take the piss out of each other. We take the piss out of our best friends. Like
if
we say offensive shit to each other. But the minute a stranger says that, you're like, hang on, you can't say it. But I don't know, it's just the mentality that we were brought up on. But like I say that about Irish people today. Like I say this like we're fucking ancient, but like I think we're kind of almost one of the last generations who were brought up in like we weren't full on in technology. We were kind of only coming into it. But I still had a bit of my childhood where there wasn't
like a
technology, and I didn't have the money then to like have all that state of the art technology and computers. So I still had a kind of a childhood outdoors playing. So I don't know, like today, like it seems like schools and everything and parents, everything is so sensitive. Everything is considered bullying. Everything is considered, racist or sexist. Everything like the things that, and it's someone going, no, oh, I'm not sexist. I'm not racist. I'm not like. It's just like there's any little thing today people find offensive. It's
I think there's some people that like what's the best way to put it? Like when a comedian makes a joke like about black people and he says the N word, or he's making a joke about gay people and they say the F word. I won't say F word because I used to use that N word, but I mean like the derogatory word for homosexual people. But like and people go, oh, I think the people that go, oh, shut up, like I'm not a racist person. I have people of various races. I'm not a sexist. I'm not a homophobe. I have people of various things, and it doesn't bother me that they're different. I like them because they're who they are. But then there's some people that are like, no, that's offensive, and they're generally not of the group that were being like attacked.
Yeah, it's not a malicious reason.
They're generally of the group that are like fucking white people that are like. They say that they're for civil rights and they say that they're for gay rights, and really they don't want to appear that they're not. They don't actually fucking care.
I had this conversation a few weeks ago about Impractical Jokers, which I'm a huge fan of.
Oh, they're twats.
No, I love the show.
They're twats, but it's hilarious.
They're excellent. But they have an episode where I think it's one of the early seasons, maybe 3, 4, 5, kind of like I don't know what they're on now, like 10 or 11.
They're on.
But they had where Q lost the bet, so his forfeit was he had to go to like a women's right discussion, and he was a part of a professional panel where he was an expert in women's rights, like he does like a online, I don't know, website discussing it. And but obviously, as the Impractical Jokers, they're not going to make it easy for you. So if they're pro women rights and equality, they're going to make him against it. So when they ask questions, it was always like, you have to disagree with it. But one of the best things is because I'm pro equality. Like I'm not sexist at all. Like if a woman can do a job or better than us, fair play to her.
Yeah, exactly.
But my issue here was that some of them are hypocrites. Probably get backlash for this, but they are, because watching this, right, they were just talking about people who are role models, and I think one of the women mentioned Michelle Obama, and now.
Oh, she's pretty fucking cool.
No, absolutely, she is a role model and all that. But the part where he argued, and I think he had a kind of valid point where he goes, but she wouldn't have got into the White House if it wasn't for Obama.
Yeah, but like she I don't know, like it's like she supported him. Like the two of them are kind of two halves of the same coin. Like if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be the man he is now.
No,
at the same time,
I'm not arguing that. I just think that the women were so full on, like, and he, even though he was doing it to take the piss because it was a forfeit, he was kind of trying to say, but you're trying to say equality, but you're trying to ignore the fact that Obama had
He's
a
the
role in
president,
that
yeah.
as well. Like obviously, as you said, they complemented each other, and she's obviously
Like, people
she
want
obviously
her.
is a role model. Not questioning that, but
And she could easily be the president herself. She's extraordinarily popular and she's extremely charismatic as well. Like the two of them are just, they should be made king and queen of that fucking country. Like just fuck the bleeding president. Just make them fucking king or queen or emperor or whatever the fuck they want to be from. They're just something else. Anyway, to deviate from whatever the fuck we just started talking about.
as always, I don't know how we got it because
Yeah.
you brought up an anal scene,
Yeah.
and somehow that escalated to Michelle Obama becoming the president,
Michelle Obama 2020.
or Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That's the hashtag right there. That's the title of this. It's just gonna be Michelle Obama 2020. Like, why are they talking about Kingsman?
She's a secret member of it. That's where we're leading you there.
Right. So overall, the two of us love Kingsman. I'd give it easily an 8 out of 10. I'd say you'd probably give it about the same, maybe a 7, maybe a 6.
I don't know because I'm trying to withhold after we kind of got shredded a few weeks ago about our rating system,
Did we? Oh yeah. Yeah.
which was fair enough.
Oh, Patrick, yeah. Please, Patrick, don't judge us.
So I'm holding off on rating films until the end of the year. Now, what was I going to say about The Force? And is like because I seen them both as
Back to
new
back,
films.
essentially.
Like I said to you when I came out, I don't know which one I preferred. Now, some people have said to me they didn't like the second one at all. They thought it was crap. And then one of the lads that we work with tweeting around said he preferred the second one. And as I said, I don't know if it's down to that cinematic experience, that going to the cinema in a nice sense screen, and the screen was empty. There was 2 other people in there, so we had that to ourselves. And obviously, I work there now, you don't anymore, but I have that comfort of it's like a second home. So
Yeah.
I was just relaxed watching it, and then I watched the fourth one at home, but obviously I was doing stuff as well on top of trying to watch a film, so that's not obviously the best combination, but
Yeah.
so I think that might have just
Impacted
devalued
you.
it a bit, but I was saying I think I might enjoy the second one that little bit more. I don't know if it helped because there was a bigger cast in it as well, but I liked that the cast in the second one didn't
like,
overshadow
take away,
the main characters. Like I liked Halle Berry and Channing Tatum. They were like supporting actors. They didn't come into this film and get all the attention.
I think like for me,
What's her name? Is it Julianne Moore?
Julianne Moore.
She doesn't play roles. I don't see a whole lot of her films, but I don't think she plays roles kind of like that a whole lot.
Where she has a bit of fun. Like.
Yeah, and plays a film. She's more kind of Oscar
Shit.
worthy kind of film.
Well, that's like literally the top trivia thing is this film's casting. There's 5 Oscar-winning actors, Oscar winners. It's Julianne Moore, Halle Berry, Jeff Bridges, Colin Firth, and then Elton John.
And Elton John, I think he made it as well for me. Like sitting there writing this, you would never think. Do you know what Kingsman? Do you know who would be hilarious in this and more? Elton John. But
like if you said it to me before I'd seen the film, like Elton John is basically like a third protagonist almost in this film, and I'd be like, but Elton John. But then you watch it, and he just every scene he's in, he doesn't take away. He add volumes.
But what is well executed is the use of the star power. Isn't that like less is more?
Yeah.
They only gave us a little bit of each one of these, and they ended up adding to the film rather than taking away.
I think like they gave each character just enough time where you're like, yeah, I like that character.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, I actually think I would have liked to see a bit more of Channing Tatum, to be honest with you.
I would have liked to see like a few more action sequences. He gets one action sequence. He gets a jokey. He gets a few jokey sequences, and then he's kind of sidelined for the rest of the film. But and then I feel bad for people that went to go see this just because Channing Tatum was in it, like because he gets taken out.
Then again, like I think like if that's the only reason to go seeing it, you're going to be disappointed because I mean, if you like the fourth one, then that's why you're going to see the second one. I don't think you should really go see the second one just because Halle Berry's in it or Channing Tatum's in it. You know, it's.
I think like for me, like it added to it, and then with Jeff Bridges as like their Arthur, their champagne. Oh, I thought he played a fantastic fucking character, an alcoholic character, but a fantastic character.
And the unsung hero for me of both films is Merlin.
Yeah, Mark Strong.
He is just.
I was literally like
he kind of gets pushed to the side. I think like he has a great role in, but obviously you're gonna put the focus on.
I think when like the thing that I enjoy most about Merlin in like as a character is that he's like mostly reserved, almost always. Like there's a scene where like Eggsy breaks down in tears and he's like, "Fucking remember your training." Like it's just like, yeah, like you cry on your own time, you get the job done now, like, but he still like he is upset, he is angry, he does his job first, like, because he knows it will accomplish what he wants to accomplish.
And again, they touch on like the villain, I think, from cheesy spy action films,
where she's in a fucking bleeding room.
Yeah, she's made like somewhat like of an amusement type park type thing, and it's like she has all robots as are like minions basically, and then has all these like things she grew up with, like fucking American diners and all. Like it's
gas. The bit that
I think it's hilarious because it's in the middle. Where is it again?
It's in like Colombia or
in like a jungle.
South America.
Yeah, it's just like, but she has all this.
Yeah. But because she even says herself, she made like $220 billion as of the year before. Like, that's a fucking lot of money. Like, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money to just be like, I just want to build a town in the middle of South America that only I can live in with fucking landmines around it now. I don't know. The bit that just fucked me up was like the cannibal scene at the very, very, very start, which like does like the induction. And all I was thinking was, does she do that for everyone? Is it everyone that has to get inducted into that fucking organization has to kill their best mate? That's just shit. Like, I wouldn't bother fucking joining. You know what I mean? Because like you could be next.
I don't think it's she kills innocent people. I think like as she said, like you do what I say and we'll have no issues.
I need to prove it. Like,
but if somebody disobeys her or betrays her, they're out. And I think obviously she did say he did something wrong. Like she didn't tell us, and I don't really care to know.
Yeah, because his character wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. The point was just to express her character, and like she's kind of psychotic, I guess.
Yeah. She's a fucking psychopath. Like in all meanings of the word, like she's just like nuts. She's just insane.
But I don't know if it's because it's Julianne Moore, but even though you want her to lose, she has a likability to her.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's weird, yeah.
It's like that bit where she asks them a lot of questions and then nod. And she's like, it's easy to nod, isn't it? And then they stop for a second, and then they nod.
But the funny thing is I forget your man's name because he plays a minor part. His friend recommends him, and then he kills his friend because he's betrayed her. Yeah. He gets the job, and then shortly after in the film, he betrays her again. He gives Elton John drugs.
But like, I don't know. And then, what did you think? Like overall, both movies touch on something that's prevalent in our society. Like in the first one, it was technology is gonna kill you, and then in this one, drugs are gonna kill you. So.
I think sometimes because of the type of film it is, it's going to attract a certain demographic. I think for certain people that would go over their head, and they just wouldn't get the hidden message kind of that's put in there.
Well, like even then, like I think it's just the hidden message is just there to kind of give it a layer. Like it's not really the reason he made the film isn't to be like.
No.
Drugs are bad.
Exactly.
Okay. Or drugs are alright. You should just like.
No, I don't think that's why they make to send a message because it's not that type of film at all. I think they just put it in there and it's a nice touch to it and it's subtly done, like. But it also like it does reflect on society, how people think, and I like. It's like you're contradicting yourself and being a hypocrite, and I think I have to say I am watching that in that the second film is based about drugs. And then the president of the United States agrees that like we'll pretend to meet her demands.
Yeah. But watch out, hang on, spoilers.
Right. Well, I won't say what. Well, no, it's not really.
It's pretty intrinsic to the twists.
Kev, don't edit this until you go. See it. Please see it first and then edit.
We need it by Tuesday, so like, chop.
But well, I don't know if I can say it now. Is he gonna say it?
Nah. Basically, like the president does something that you wouldn't expect him to do, and
well, yeah, like I'll try and be subtle without spoiling it. The way they treat the drug users is that they're all the same.
Yeah,
and some of the people argue that it's like, well, not everybody is just a crack addict and junkie who's a scumbag and doesn't care for any in the world and.
Like some people
should be killed off, but some people have it for medical reasons,
and to relax. Like some people can't relax at all.
Or as they touched, someone said, it's not that you're making an excuse for it, because this is where it makes you kind of hypocritical in that, like, a functional addict compared to somebody who just is an addict. And
like some people like can be.
I think Channing Tatum has said he's a functional alcoholic. I'm pretty sure I've read that or I've seen an interview where he's admitted that he drinks a lot, and he says I'm a functional alcoholic.
It's like
so in that, like, yes, he's I guess an addict, but he doesn't take away from society. He still adds to it, and he's
like
still,
his addiction doesn't harm anything.
Yeah, it doesn't affect his professionalism. So I guess in that way, people would look past that and go, well, they wouldn't look at him the same way they'd look at somebody who's just a straight up scumbag and doesn't offer anything to society.
Like shits on it, like robs jewelry.
Yeah, and like leaves needles lying, like, because this is the real world. People leave needles lying around on public buses and playgrounds. So like you can't feel sympathy for those kind of people.
Yeah,
I don't, and maybe that's where I become a hypocrite, because I don't feel sorry for those people, and I do think they're knackers, and I have no time for them. But then I'd look at somebody like Channing Tatum who says he's a functional alcoholic, or even like, Seth Rogen and that bunch who they get off their head, but they're functional. Well, I wouldn't say they're addicts. They just obviously
do a lot of drugs.
But they use that and they benefit from it. They actually take that as a positive and create these films and great ideas. Like they're not a harm to society. They add to society. So then I look at that going, well, they're not doing actual harm.
Yeah, they're actually
other than to themselves. So like,
it's like anyway, like it's like with alcohol. Like she even said it. Like Poppy even said it in the movie. Like sugar is 5 times more likely to kill you than cocaine. It's more addictive, and then alcohol is addictive as well. And then like things are addictive.
Same way people say, I don't get why weed isn't legal in certain places, but smokes are, cigarettes are.
Like smokes are chemically created in order to make you addicted to them, whereas like there's so many scientific studies where marijuana is like, it's not addictive. It's just some people can become dependent on it.
Yeah, it's also out there that, like, obviously because pharmaceutical companies and the government, if you really want to get into it, have the cure for cancer. And what are those things? It's a weird, but it's something else. The capsules are something oil. Oh, it's
temple. The oil
some kind of, yeah, it's something like it, and there's been lots of recorded incidents where that has cured someone's cancer if they just take that and don't take the chemotherapy.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not legal in the country, well, in Ireland and stuff like that, because
it's weed.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's because the pharmaceutical companies now won't benefit from that because it costs more
if you're healthy
to die
one thing,
and get chemotherapy than it does to just give them a few doses of this injection or whatever. It's like, I can't remember the word, something oil, like cannabis oil or something like that.
That's it.
Cannabis oil, and
the thing that I find, like, it's a better business model to have someone constantly coming back than it is to cure somebody, and that's basically what pharmaceutical companies do. Like they go, well, it'll help, but it won't fix it. That's kind of their, like, that's why they like doses are the way they are and blah 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 blah. Anyway, economics and evil corporations.
We really went into this film about the hidden messages of society.
I can see why Channing Tatum was an alcoholic after watching the second one. The second one is literally every single scene someone is drinking something. Like, fair enough, the Statesmen they make whiskey. Like, it's fair enough that their thing is like, we drink whiskey. But like the Kingsman thing is they wear suits. The Statesmen thing is that they drink a shit. Like, there's whiskey on their uniform. They have a flask on their belt.
What did you make of the character from the first one who was also the villain in this one?
Your man, what's
Charlie? That's the name.
That dickhead. Well, like, growing up, like, I kind of grew up, like, we both grew up on the north side, so there's not a lot of posh people that we come in contact with, but, like, I don't know, I have friends that are on the south side, and I have met posh people, and I have, like, a slight aversion to them, and the reason is mostly because their portrayal in media is usually negative. Like, prime example being in the first film where he's like, he gets his nickname wrong on purpose to annoy him, and he constantly looks down on him, he constantly insults him, he constantly thinks less of him just because, oh, he grew up a bit poor. Do you know what I mean? Like, like one's economic background doesn't dictate ability, doesn't dictate will, doesn't dictate drive. But for some reason, for some people that are born better off, that think the world owes them everything. Like, there's poor people think the world owes them everything as well, but rich people have more access to the things that they think they're owed. And it just made me hate him more.
What makes me hate people like him more is that it's one thing for the parents to maybe have that attitude, but the children seem entitled as well. But it's like, but you didn't make your anything. Money, or it's your parents who did.
I don't know, like there's a bit in the first one, I think, where Eggsy punches him. Does Eggsy punch him? Yeah, the bit, the bit at the end where he like electrocutes him and he knocks him the fuck out.
Yeah.
That was the most rewarding fucking scene in the whole film. Like, the Freebird scene is unreal, but like there was no bigger emotional payback than Eggsy fucking elevating himself to the heights of Kingsman, and the person that he thought he deserved to be there, like, just huddling in the bunker and getting knocked the fuck out by someone who he thought was his lesser but was actually his better. It's just the best scene ever. And then when he comes back as the like henchman character in this, he's still a dickhead. He's still an absolute prick. And he's just kind of,
yeah, but the roles kind of have reversed to an extent in the second one now, where he's more, Eggsy's become kind of a gentleman, where he hasn't, like, he's gone the opposite way.
Yeah, but that's like he even says it. He's like, this is weird, like you looking like a gentleman and me looking like a mug, and it's just like, yeah, because you're a fucking arsehole. Like, why would anybody like help you out, or like, because you're like, he's not even like, even though he has like a big fuck off robot arm, he still can't beat Eggsy in a fight. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he has some skill but no skill at the same time. Like, whereas Eggsy, he has skill because he just constantly practices. Like, I don't know. I think it's just, I hated him so much in the first one that when he was in this one, I just wanted him to die the second he was back on screen.
Wait, before we go, what did you think of Michael Caine? I forgot he was in it.
I thought it was, someone said this to me and I didn't fucking realise it. Like, there was a message behind it. You know the bit at the end where he dies in the first one? And he's like, you fucking cunt, and then he drops. That was the movie's way of telling you that Michael Caine wasn't posh all the time. That he was born the same way Eggsy was born, but he still thought less of him because, and that was kind of like,
I think I'm just at the point of I'm just fed up with Michael Caine in films.
Really? I don't know. I think I have a soft spot for Michael Caine.
I do and I don't. I don't know. I think he didn't really do anything for me.
Well, he wasn't really supposed to.
I don't know.
I liked him, but what did you think of Dumbledore as his character?
You know, the minute I see him, it's like, is that Dumbledore?
Is that Dumbledore? I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, this villain was immediately.
It was. And then I was devastated. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Around that.
And then, I don't know. And then Jeff Bridges is essentially is essentially the mentor leader character then. With I really liked it. I liked the bit where he's like where he's talking about Agent Tequila and then he does some tequila and he spits it into him. I just thought it was great, like he was using it as a mouthwash, like that's what he was doing. And then he's just constantly like messing with cigars.
You touched on, what did you call it, the freeboard scene?
Yeah.
That happens in the second one, but
with Saturday by fucking Elton John.
But I liked it in that Colin Firth, obviously, I want to spoil it, but obviously he's not the same as he is in the first one.
Yeah, he's not as.
So I like that they were kind of recreating the scene, but then it went a different way.
I was watching Double Toasted, and they didn't like this film as much as we did. And they took like that part, and then the scenes that were like kind of true inspiration of the first scene. They were like the first film. They were like they didn't really appreciate the rehashing and stuff. But the reason that I go see a sequel is not because I want something new. It's because I want to see more of the things that I liked in the first.
Yeah, I agree, and I like that because I don't like them to change things, but I like that to an extent in that like I don't want them just to rely on what they did in the first, and they can add elements of that and keep that kind of direction, which is great. But then they also have to add stuff, which I think they did. You know, but as I said, I watched the two of them within a few hours of each other for the first time. So I don't know if I had seen the first one a lot of times, but I had a different opinion on the second one. But like for me, I always say that about those kind of films that I don't go expecting much. I know what I'm getting.
Yeah,
they're not films
like
you take. They're not Oscar-worthy films. They're not going in to really have huge expectations. So
like you're just going in to have some fun and watch a film.
Yeah, and I love those kind of films. And I thought the first one was great, and I really enjoyed the second one. Like, I don't know if they're gonna make a third one.
I think they will because
I'd kind of maybe okay with that, but I'd leave it at a trilogy. I wouldn't.
If Matthew Vaughn, this is Matthew Vaughn's kind of his chance to make the perfect trilogy.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a hit that was spoiling it, but I don't know if it's a hint that it's going to be one based on the Statesman now, and not the Kingsman.
No, because like it's like
or is a certain character from the Statesman going to be involved with the?
It was basically just that like they became kind of joined
one.
The hit here, because like they're both independent spy agencies and they only have two people in. Like, do you know what I mean? like the poster, even on the IMDb, is Channing Tatum and Taron Egerton's characters. Like, they have to be, which is really weird because Channing Tatum isn't as major. But listen,
but that's obviously a marketing.
Yeah, because Channing Tatum sells money.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Channing Tatum. They get a lot of females to come see this film that probably wouldn't have went to see it the first time around.
Yeah, and you'll be happy to know that he's pretty much topless when he does the dancing scene. Like, he's wearing the shortest shorts I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he does. Like, though, that's what people base him on, like that, where he's actually a good actor. I think he's very underestimated at times as an actor. I'm not saying he's phenomenal, but
he's not good in this, but he has made some.
He's very good at taking on different roles. I think people forget that. He's a very good comedy actor. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. He's excellent in the 21, 22 Jump Street films. Like, he's really good.
I really enjoyed like the two Jump Street films. I think they're both very, very, like, they're entertaining, and neither of them are straight men, and I think that makes perfect. Like, they're both hilarious. They both get hilarious scenes.
But before we end it, like, I'm not gonna rate this film.
I'm afraid that Patrick will come back with a list the size of his arm.
You like the Kingsman over Mother? Hell no, I'm not getting. No, I don't know. Looking back on it, when I do it at the end of the year, we'll rate our top 10 films throughout the year. That's a better way to do it. I don't know.
Alright, we'll put it this way.
It would make the top 10, and that's not to say that it's not
good.
A great film.
Yeah.
It's just.
Alright, we'll do it a different way then. Instead of rating it out of 10, would you recommend someone go see this in the cinema?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean,
I'd
recommend if you haven't seen the first one, try and watch the first one and then go see the second one in the cinema. Like, I don't think I would not, like, it's definitely worth watching. It's enjoyable, and there's not really a whole lot out at the moment, so that'd probably be our best choice.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if
you've seen it already, like go see it.
We obviously love films a bit more than certain
average
film goers.
Yeah.
So, especially in the area, like, I can't base it off fucking internationally, but I can only base it off in our area where we go, will this film do well or not? And you're like, it's our area that we're in, that's their kind of film, in that, like,
it's fun, it's actually
like Mother, which we'll talk about in a different time.
Different time.
I'm not getting into whether you liked it or not, but I went in obviously where we both work, it's like, I'm like, that's not that kind of film that these people, that sounds really judgmental, but you just know your audience is like, Mother's not the kind of film that would get people from where we're from. Like, you won't get a large crowd. It's more of a art house cinema, IFI, lighthouse cinema thing. Whereas Kingsman
anyone.
Yeah, it's kind of it would. So I like the reason I'm saying that is because we're basing on what's out. That's probably your best choice. Like so.
Yeah, like for even a better example would be like Wind River. Wouldn't grab as many.
No,
as well.
I'm not getting into that either. But that's an excellent film. But that's saying that's not the kind of film, and it's kind of had its run now. It's been out a few weeks, so
yeah.
And there's nothing like so. I would definitely recommend it.
I completely agree. Like if you've seen the first one, definitely go see this. If you haven't seen the first one, why aren't you watching the first one? Definitely go see this. To me,
it's funny though because the first one was on Netflix, right?
For ages.
I seen it, and then I went to put it on that morning, and I was like, "It's not on it now." And I was like, "They did that on purpose because the second one's out." I think
but it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
You want people to be watching.
I don't know if it's to do with film. I don't know how. I'm not going to pretend I know, but I don't know if it's the film companies pulling it, going because they know the second one's coming out and they want people to go see it. So would it be a real like, oh, maybe they'll go buy the DVD?
Yeah.
And
no,
then
I think what Chris was like.
But for me, I think like no, you should have it on Netflix. That will push me to watch it and go see your second one. But luckily, I had it on DVD as well anyway because I bought it ages ago with the intention to watch it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have I only noticed that morning it wasn't on Netflix, and I would have been like, shit, there's no way to watch it.
Yeah. You know what film? Before we wrap up, this is our death note of this episode. But like, before we wrap, you know what film complements these two films perfectly? You know, A Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill and.
I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of
That's in a similar vein to this movie, but it's like different. Like Man from U.N.C.L.E. was like cheesy James Bond, but it was a TV show, and then they made a movie of it with Henry Cavill, and I thought it was really, really, really very good. Like it's about like a Russian spy and an American spy to work together, but it has funny elements and it has good action pieces. So A Man from U.N.C.L.E., if you wanted to say like another film to kind of fill your Kingsman itch, scratch your Kingsman itch for a bit, Man from U.N.C.L.E. is definitely like if you want to see something new. It's like it's not new by any stretch of the imagination, but if you haven't seen A Man from U.N.C.L.E. and you like Golden Circle, like it should be like you'll enjoy it as well. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody, this week. It's good to have Kev back. Other Kev will be joining us for a few episodes as well.
That's gonna get messy.
Yeah, lots of voices talking at the same time. But if you liked it, give it a like. If you're new around here, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.